Well, of course, wanted sheep, wanted a kind of a long, I guess, a long wool sheep. Also wanted something, a breed that was versatile. Maybe we would sell some stock. Maybe we could. These are also meat sheep. They are also, they have used them for dairy, although they're mostly called just milk sheep. So they're a kind of a triple threat. And I researched, got into on the net, researched one thing and another, and really, the Breeders Association then was fairly newly founded. It wasn't there weren't a whole lot of them in. They had been imported into Canada originally by a woman who was Icelandic herself, and then from Canada, I think the next spot was Maine, somewhere up there in New England, and then they were, of course, now they're very, very popular and they're everywhere. But when we were contemplating it, they weren't as available. And I found a woman in Minnesota who had a flock and was selling some sheep, and she was pretty new into it. I think she had probably had sheep for 4 or 5 years then. And we corresponded on the net, which was a big deal for me, back and forth. And we hit it off. So I think it was July 4th, weekend of July 4th. I can't even remember how many years ago, but we took a trailer and off we went. She had some lambs that spring, and some ewe lambs, and I didn't even know enough. These 3 girls all had the same father, so I didn't even know that. That isn't cool, because then, of course, you're going to have more diversity. So I didn't know that you don't breed polled to horned, and there were many, many things I didn't know. But we went and got those 3 little lambs, and ewe lambs, and I knew enough not to breed them till they were at least 2 years old. A lot of people breed the first year, and I don't support that. And that's how we got started with them. And then, of course, we tried to track down a ram. And then I discovered, because we had 2 polled and 1 horned, we had to have 2 rams and yada, yada. So that's how we got started. But we were neophytes, we didn't know a lot about breeding sheep. But I was primarily breeding for fleece. I knew that. And I thought, well, we might sell some stock. And also I was contemplating maybe making soap out of the milk, because I had done a little soap making. And that's one thing you can do.